It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Jeff Gluck, Ryan, Bruce. I got the rest of you.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. Greg, last week Jack was saying that maybe there should be a mulligan in the chase where you could drop one of your worst races. And, some people are also saying that, if Jimmy wins 3 straight, maybe there should be some other sort of changes. What's your opinion on that? Should the chase be changed at all?
Well, you gotta look at it. You can't make a rule to keep one guy from winning the races or winning the championship. That's never worked in our sport. And, this is equal opportunity right here, and no matter what you do, you cannot change. One guy is gonna in this country, one guy is gonna have more money than the other guy, and one guy is gonna win more races than the other guy, and one guy is gonna win more championships. There's nothing that we can put in place unless we make the 48 car have a different weight at the start of the event or run different tires or something. So the other thing is, you're right. He skinned through Talladega by the skin of his teeth. He just slipped through there like, we all saw the wreck and we all saw him dodge the bullets and get through it. I rather say take Talladega out of the chase and not worry about trying to get rid of your worst race, because it's happened every year. Same things happen every year at Talladega. When you go in there and you penalize a team that's worked as hard as all of us have, and it was none of our doing, we're involved in a wreck because something happened, a guy cut a tire or whatever, put Bristol in there or put something else versus throwing out one of your bad finishes. That's my opinion about what they should do with the chase.
Randy Pemberton, NASCAR Hot Pass. Greg, if you don't mind shifting gears a little bit one more time, your perspective of Jeff Gordon and what he has done in this sport, not only from a historical perspective, but obviously the 81 wins. Your thoughts about him as a competitor over the years and what he's meant to the sport. Secondly, your thoughts about him going winless at this point now, pretty much a year. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I've been in that same situation in 06, 07, and then in 08 up until Loudon, and it's so hard to win these races, and it looks so easy. Kyle Busch, 8 wins or whatever, and then you look at Jimmy and Carl, 7 wins. It looks so easy, but yet it's so difficult, to get your car the way you need it and to drive the way you need it and get the right brakes at the end of the race. The 24 team this year has really, really impressed me from, there's Jeff a lap down lane, second run of the race. He's in huge trouble. And next thing I know, he's behind me, and then the next thing I know, he's running third. And at Charlotte, the side of the car was smashed in on the first or second run. He was a lap down, couldn't keep up, and now he's out front leading, and I can't catch him. It looks like he's going to win the race, and he ends up 15th or something. It was just unbelievable. So they've been able to really come back in the races. And that's due to part of how good of a driver Jeff is and that team. But he certainly means a lot to this sport, has certainly put our sport on the map. When you go poll people that don't know anything about NASCAR, they've heard of Jeff Gordon. So, and he's a tremendous ambassador. He carries himself well. He speaks well. And, he's a great he's done a great thing for our sport.
All right, we got Bruce, Marty, David.
Greg, you kind of brought up a point with the question before his about Talladega. Next year, this race is going to follow Talladega. And you kind of think that having that later in the year is going to have more of a impact in terms of the way the separation is going to be, or do you think that there'll be another race preceding that's going to separate the field more?
I don't see another race prior to that's going to separate the field because, we don't. I mean, anything can happen. Certainly, we could have had a 9-car wreck at Charlotte,
and got a lot of the chase cars involved in it. That anything can happen, but historically, that hasn't happened. We may have a wreck that caught up a couple of the chase cars, but not a wreck catching up 6 or 8 of them, and one guy not getting caught up in the wreck. So I still think you take the 10 races and you put a column, down at 10 races and look at the finishes. Those 10 races, it doesn't matter where they're going to be at in the chase, they're all going to have the same numbers because they all produce about roughly the same thing. And by switching them around, I don't really see the results being different. If we went to Talladega this next week and we were tied with Jimmy in the points and Carl was leading, the outcome's going to be the same after Talladega if the same thing happens. So.